Okay, this one is something I have been looking forward to talking about, as this has become slowly becoming one of my most favorite manga, or the potential to be. When I first heard of Inio Asano, the first thing I always keep hearing about him was his most popular manga, Oyasumi Punpun. I read it, I thought it was a great read, but I felt like there was something missing to it to make it the best manga. I kept thinking about it until I read one of his other works, Dead Dead Demons Dead Destruction. I definitely done this in one perfect take. Of course, when you see people praising one manga, you'll see them praising the mangaka's other works. So I had the same expectations for Dead Dead Demons as I had for Punpun. All it took was the first volume for me to say, yeah, this is a great manga. And it is something I have been addicted to carry on reading. Of course, I'm not fully done with the series, as I'm reading this physically only, so I'm waiting for the last few volumes to drop fully, to fully express an opinion. But I just really wanted to talk about this series, as it has been so enjoyable to read, especially relatable during these modern times. So Dead Dead Demons has many genres into one story. You got your comedy, you got your sci-fi, drama, a good slice of life, and shows itself in a seinen attitude, which is Asano's work that speaks out to. It takes place 3 years after an alien invasion in Tokyo, which, if you look up the sky, you won't see just a clear blue sky, perfect day for summer. You would actually see a giant flowing mothership hovering above you. Even if the characters see a giant flowing mothership hovering above you, they just pretend and go on with their normal lives. So it shows how they live in a post-catastrophic world, and they're slowly adapting into the normal life of Japan. It is actually really surreal to think about it. When you're just trying to live your normal life again, but behind it is something that destroys every expectation of normal. And yet, it feels like it just blends in your normal scenery. We start seeing the scene at high school on the rooftop. We see our main duo, Kade and Oran, just your average teen girls just living their lives, and have fun for what time they might have left. Those two are very close, as they are nerdy for games, manga, and basically the otaku culture. And they use the power of social media to keep intact of what's happening with the changed world they live in. However, they won't use that to impact their lives at the moment. All they focus on is spending their lives in the most funnest way possible, hanging out with friends, going to school, being hardcore FPS players, relatable, and things help them be carefree, which is normal for high school girls. The one thing is, going back to Punpun, Asano's style of telling a story is growing up and change. So we can see that being applied in Dead Dead Demons, as the drama is grown up to the point where you're close to being done with high school, and you need to realize what the true world looks like as an adult. It teaches you how people are living in a society where you got a giant... I'm not doing it again. But it shows you how there are going to be people who are going to defend it, and those who are against it, especially the political side of the story. It's great to see how he paces this story between talking about the politics and the military action towards the mothership, and our main group living their slice of life. It doesn't go heavy on one area of the story, but it slowly builds up the representation of an apocalypse and how to prevent any more harm to Tokyo. It's a story that tells you how to adapt to something when there is a big change to the day-to-day life. And this is how this manga became one of the most relatable manga to read in 2022. Living in the beginning of the decade, we all shared facing the same issue with the pandemic, COVID, idiot politicians who don't know what they're doing. But I'm not going to go into detail for that, that's just going to completely change into a complete different video. But the theme is facing the biggest change to the normal life and then slowly adapting back to that lifestyle while knowing it still exists. Even in 2022, we're still facing those issues, but now it's become the new normal. It's something we were forced to adapt, and now we need to live through it in order to continue our lives. This has become something that is relatable to think in 2022. So reading Dead Dead Demons, it's just amazing to think how this became so relatable, even though this was published back in 2014. It's a perfect time to read this manga, especially as it's officially ended. One of Inio Asano's best traits in his work is his character writing. They are deeply driven with a realistic style where it doesn't feel like they're characters in a story. Hell, it doesn't even feel like a piece of fiction at all. His work stands out to explore realism in the manga, and saying that explains the characters as they can be relatable. They can be a mood or just something that stands out as an unusual but somehow stands nicely blended in the other characters. The development in the character is great to see building up in the story. Sometimes this manga amazes me with characters as they show themselves who they are and what makes them unique. And sometimes as you go along, you'll see plot twists and deep moments to show you're already witnessing the best character you see in this panel. One thing that makes this series fun is one of our main characters, Oran. She is a very fun character. She's hyper, she's whimsical, she makes everything in this series surreal and fun at the same time. She brings out the greatness of the series, and every chapter, whether she's in the whole scene or just a small cameo, it just lightens up the atmosphere and shows the chaotically fun elements of the series. The art style is very detailed, especially with its backgrounds, and then adding the characters in the middle to blend, and the amount of layers he puts in to bring it out how powerful a panel is. And one thing I appreciate is how he makes every character unique with their own style to make them feel like they're fictional characters, but in a relatable tone as well. Now, of course, I did say there was something missing in Punpun. So, did I find it in Dead Demons? I probably did. I don't know whether this has shown us that this is an actual fictional work, or it has a deeper setting, or the characters speak out more to me than Punpun. If you guys have any ideas, say so in the comment section. I would like to see your guys' insight on this and Inio Asano as a mangaka. And to say highly that this has become one of my favorite top series, I highly agree with it, because as we're coming to a close with this, it's just really amazing how this journey went from something great to something really good. Witnessing something I thought I wasn't gonna get into, but now it's just so enjoyable to read, and thinking about it closing with the last 20 chapters just makes me excited for when it comes out. Thank you guys for watching this video, I really appreciate it. If you have enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and comment if you also enjoyed this series and other Inio Asano work. Thank you all for watching, and sayonara.